All right, what up? It's Mad Scientist 7890 here coming through with RSTSExpressWrestling. Got MVP Sheer on the other line and the Nathan Carter on, is it on YouTube or just YT?
TheNathanCarterYT.
Gotcha. All right, we'll link that in the description to check his out. He has zero videos.
He has zero videos.
But,
zero videos, 5 subscribers. They're all us and like Sean Carlton zero. Okay, Sean Carlton zero, that's my boy. That's my guy. So
he hooks it up.
Continue.
Yeah. So we're going to do a video here. Been a while since we've done a video on the RSTSExpressWrestling channel here. We're going to do this audio recorder. We're kind of go through a couple topics, talk about a couple things, big things going on. Big topic going on here. Me and MVP Sheer went to the Royal Rumble, and you know we were talking about how unpredictable it really felt like, you know, for Sheamus to win, and how unpredictable, you know, when Brodus Clay debuted, and they're really pushing the unpredictability, and they're really trying to, you know, get fans to be like, what just happened, you know, really pushing the storylines and really just messing with the fans, almost like they're trying to troll us. And I think it's a big thing of it is the internet is so big now, and they're really using Twitter and Facebook and all these things to mess with fans. I know I read something Jericho said on Twitter. He's like, I have something to say tonight, which was last Monday. And then Punk did a tweet, and he said something, I hear somebody has something to say tonight on Raw, which basically led into Jericho jumping him after the end of their great match with Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. But I just want to know what you guys' thoughts on you know, the unpredictability of WWE, and if it's hurting them or making it better. You know, what's going on?
I mean, it makes me like tune in sometimes. You know, I'm like, I really want to know what's going on, because obviously the pay-per-view set up for the next night's Raw. But is that necessarily better or not? Because I think it really hampered the whole Chris Jericho storyline of, you know, the end of the world as you know it, because he didn't win. And so what was the whole point of him saying that? He didn't do anything special at the Rumble at all. There was nothing big. He came in there, he wrestled like a normal competitor, he got thrown out like a normal competitor. He didn't cause any ruckus. He just it seemed just normal, completely normal to me. And the fact that I read Chris Jericho was going to win, then they changed it because they wanted to be unpredictable, just kind of seems stupid to me.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between smart unpredictability and doing unpredictable things just for the sake of being unpredictable. I really think, obviously, the smart thing to do would have been to have Jericho go over, especially with what he said on Raw. I think if you're going to go unpredictable, I'd like to see something a little more outrageous. Like Sheamus winning the Royal Rumble isn't particularly outrageous. It wasn't expected, but it wasn't really surprising. When it happened, I was like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. But I think if they would go if they want to go more unpredictable, I would go for something more like last year when they teased that Santino was going to win the Rumble. Like, if they want to be unpredictable, go with something crazy like that. Go with something outlandish.
I would have had The Miz win. I would have had The Miz cut the promo at the start and end up, like, you know, staying the whole time and winning if they wanted to do unpredictable. I think the whole Sheamus thing, I liked the structure of the Rumble, but I didn't like how the final three of those guys were the last 3 entrants. I thought that was kind of dumb, too.
Well, they backloaded it. It was, like, all jobbers, and then all of a sudden it was all the main event guys in the last 10. It was very bizarre. There were no, like, big-name guys who you thought could seriously contend until the end. It was really
right.
I mean, they had Cody and Miz for a while. They had Cody and Miz for a while, but...
I liked Cody Rhodes lasting for a long time. And I liked a lot of the comedy until Michael Cole got in there. And it kind of just ruined the whole, this is the most important match of the year and stuff like that. Like, it took that away when Michael Cole got in there. Like, Michael Cole had a shot at winning the Rumble because everyone was eligible. I thought that was dumb, too.
Now, I did really like the unpredictability of Karma showing up. I really didn't see that coming.
I did, but did they really need to squash Dolph Ziggler more than they already had that night? Because they had already basically pinned him and submitted him 4 times in match with Punk.
By the way, watching it on my laptop, I definitely thought that was the Boogeyman when the music hit. Like, the beginning of the music sounds like the Boogeyman, and I definitely marked for the Boogeyman, and then all of a sudden it's Karma.
Coming to get you.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't quite sure who it was going to be. Like we were standing there, and we were like, when the music hit and she came out, I really didn't put together the math in my head. Like, honestly, like, okay, has it been 9 months? Because I really didn't know, like, how pregnant she was when she started. So when she showed up, it was a big surprise.
I had heard people talking about it, but they were all just, I think, making assumptions. Like, nobody had read online that she was, you know, had her kid or that she was cleared to compete. Usually, like, that's the problem with the dirt sheets nowadays. You'll, like, read something ahead of time. And usually, like, we already all knew. Like, I knew Road Dogg was coming back. I knew Hacksaw Jim Duggan was going to be there. I had read Eugene was going to be there, so I was telling everybody Eugene was going to be there. And I'm like an idiot because Eugene didn't show up at all. I guess he pwned us all on Twitter. But the fact that they kept the karma thing was a secret is really interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's really astounding in this day and age that they kept that so well hidden
And then
that nobody knew.
She wasn't on Raw.
Yeah, she didn't even show up on Raw.
I don't know what that. Maybe it was just a surprise entry. Maybe she's not ready yet. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she's just healthy enough for a small
For
spot.
a 2-minute match, she's under Scott Steiner 2 minutes of offense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like they did a good job like with unpredictability, but then they always do it like the number 30, like they always mess it up, and it was Big Show.
Oh, it's always terrible.
Yeah, I'm like Big Show. I'm like, what? Really?
Yeah, that was
the year before.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
That was the most anticlimactic.
Everyone was like Christian, and then Big Show comes out and eliminates like 4 people. Then like he eliminated Miz and Cody Rhodes at the same time. 2 guys that had been in there the entire match, just like that, in like 5 seconds.
Yeah. Oh god. I was really hoping it was Christian. I had my Peeps Christian shirt on, but I mean that not just that is the unpredictability. Like they're really, I just found out about there was thoughts on making Miz the top baby face of the company, and then reading something about the reason that, and they're blaming this on the Miz, and I don't know why. I just read this. They're blaming on the Miz that the Survivor Series buy rate was so low because of the Miz.
I read that too, which is stupid because none of those advertisements featured the Miz.
Yeah.
Or R-Truth.
It had to be The Rock,
John
then,
Cena
really,
and Rock
right?
team up. Never before, never again. And so they didn't build up. And it's really hard to build a team up to combat The Rock and Cena as is anyway. And to only build them up in like 2 or 3 weeks' time and still, not have them get any like key offense before the show. I think the whole match was kind of just a downfall. Like I wanted to see The Rock in the ring, but that was the only part I cared about. You knew Miz and R-Truth had no chance of winning, and you knew they were probably going to get squashed most of the match. And even though they had a good, obvious like work down period for 10 minutes, you never thought Cena and The Rock were going to come back and just beat the crap out of them. Yeah. At the end and just make them like total bitches. And that's kind of what happened in that match. And then, the whole R-Truth gets suspended, but now he's on a push and he's making the Miz job out every time. I don't get that either. WWE suspends guys and then they come back and they're right back in the same position or higher than they were when they left.
They see it as an opportunity to like revamp them. But I mean,
champion, man. He's gonna come back and get like a WWE title match like in his first 3 weeks because WWE loves to, I guess, reward second-time offenders. I guess R-Truth was one.
And now there's 2 other things I was going to talk about, throw out there. One being the surprising and just hilarious entrance of Ricardo, and then like the thoughts on like what they're doing with Brodus Clay. We'll hit Ricardo first. I honestly think Ricardo should be a guy that they should use periodically, like they're doing now, to like do little comedy spots. Because if not, he's just as funny as Santino. Like I enjoyed the whole thing he did.
He's hilarious, and I was marking for like 30 seconds. I thought it was Del Rio because I was so far back. I wasn't so far back per se, but I was so far back from where the actual like Titantron and stuff was, so I couldn't see. And I saw the car come out, and I was like, that car kind of looks like crap. It's not a very nice car. Maybe they couldn't find a good one. And then finally, when he got in the ring, I realized it was a fatter version of Del Rio. And I'm like, oh, that's Ricardo.
I thought it would be. At first, I thought they were going to run some storyline with Del Rio coming back, and now he's poor, like he's not rich anymore. But that gets back to the unpredictability. Like there was no other reason to do that other than to troll the fans. Like I feel like they intentionally wanted to troll the live audience.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's another guy who they didn't build on that at Raw at all. He wasn't on Raw. He tweeted about it, but he wasn't on Raw. So I mean, there was no other reason to like mess with the fans' heads.
Yeah, and I've been pretty adamant about this Brodus Clay gimmick because I like it. I think it's entertaining, but it gets to the point where it's like, okay, he's squashed 10 guys maybe now. He's not starting any feuds. He's not doing anything. Are we being trolled by them? Or WWE's trying to troll us with this character? Because they do this thing every now and again where they create this character and WWE think it's going to really suck, and WWE thinks that the fans are going to hate it, and then the fans get behind it and they really really like it, and then they have to push this guy more. A la a Zack Ryder. A Zack Ryder is a guy that WWE did not want to push, and finally they started pushing him, and he built all this credibility up for himself, and then now everybody wants to see him all the time, and WWE doesn't want to push him. So it's one of those things where is Brodus Clay going to be one of those guys where he's like, gonna not have this gimmick by this time next year? Is it gonna be that way?
I kind of see Brodus Clay in like a Sheamus position next year, not like winning the Rumble, but like before Sheamus won the Rumble, he was kind of just doing nothing. He was kind of just having meaningless matches, and I feel like Brodus Clay, while he'll have moved on to like bigger and better name stars, he'll still be kind of having like meaningless feuds and meaningless matches. He'll be over, but I don't see him doing anything like super serious by next year. And I think WWE's behind the guy because, I mean, at the very least, he's squashing people. That's better than what Zack Ryder started as. Zack Ryder started as, internet, YouTube show, and then he finally got on the main card, and then they decided to put him in matches and, give him fluke wins. Whereas Brodus Clay is at least on TV squashing people in less than a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. They really need to do something with Brodus Clay because him just squashing people is getting old.
Yeah, the live audiences are going to start turning on him pretty quick if they don't give him something more important to do. I mean, it's awesome like the first few times you see it, but then it's going to get if he does the same thing, it's going to get old eventually. The novelty is going to wear off.
I do like the dancers though.
Oh, that is true.
The dancers are like pushing their asses together on the up. That's the real push of the whole entire thing right there.
Yeah.
No, but that's the Melina and Misha Fox girl, by the way. Did you know that? Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's friggin' fantastic.
Oh, it's her, and then it's the other. It's Naomi, isn't it? From the.
Yeah, she was on NXT too.
Gotcha. So I guess you know what we'll do. We'll do another video, but we'll just keep this one based. I guess just WWE, and we'll do like a TNA one also. We'll continue on with WWE because we got a little bit of time left. Get your guys' thoughts on. I guess we got. I know Mr. Nathan Carter there. You're a pretty big fan of Ring of Honor right now. I don't know, Trevor. Are you still pretty big on them? I don't really know. You kind of.
I mean, I still follow them, obviously, but I don't. I mean, even Nathan doesn't watch a ton of Ring of Honor.
I just wanted to know your thoughts on both of your guys' thoughts on having two Ring of Honor, top guys as the WWE champions right now. I mean, it's a pretty crazy thing. So.
I will admit, like I saw a picture earlier this week, and it was CM Punk, Daniel Bryan following the Code of Honor with the WrestleMania sign in the background, and that was just, that was like, I almost like marked out just looking at this.
I will admit that's why I bought the Rumble t-shirt, was because it had them both with the championships on the front of it, and I thought that was
exactly why I bought mine too. Yeah.
It's a pretty cool feeling to know that, like, just having watched those guys myself, like coming up from the indies, it's pretty cool.
The fact that they actually still have their titles is pretty astounding to me. That they've kept together the group of the original picture of all seven, where it was like Indy Mark's dream, championship roster with Bourne and Kingston, Ryder, which I think Swagger would fit in more to that because I think Swagger's a lot better wrestler than that. Cody Rhodes, and Beth Phoenix in the front. They had like the Indy Mark's Orgasm championship roster picture, and they basically still have the same exact people except for Swagger and Primo and Evico now. So the fact that they're letting guys that are talented in the ring hold both their main titles and most of their other titles as well, it's astounding to me because how long are they going to do this stuff?
Well, here's what I think
is how long are they going to put? Because giving Punk and Bryan 15 minutes to put on a wrestling clinic and to have Bryan do moves he used to do in Ring of Honor that I haven't seen him do in forever. Are they going to continue to go to this trend? Because it seems like they seem to think that their ratings are down because of who are the two guys holding the top belts right now. And I think they don't realize it's because they're not captivating their audience well enough. I think they think, oh, well, it's because we've got John Cena and Randy Orton at top. And I think eventually they're going to lead back to that because they think these guys can't draw.
Well, yeah. Well, here's also the thing, the thing I was going to say is the fans, a lot of the fans now, when did officially the PG era start? What, 2000? I can't even remember. You guys
10, 9.
8 or 9, yeah. So since then till now, it's been a couple years. The fans have realized, okay, that they can't do certain things with storylines because of the restrictions, their PG restrictions. Maybe we have to give our fans some actual wrestling now, and put these guys who can really wrestle in there as their champions. But yeah, we're rolling to the end here. Got about I'd say 30 seconds left. Yeah, we're gonna probably do a TNA one here. Get that one up, guys. Here, get a little conversation about that. I'm the Mad Scientist. Got MVP Shear and the Nathan Carter here, and we'll do another video for you guys coming up here, and we're out of here. Peace.